Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, we are going to be taking a look through what Lil Uzi Vert had originally envisioned for his second studio album, Eternal ATAKE, way back in 2017 and 2018, before it was even called Eternal ATAKE. At this point in the album's life, it was being created as a follow-up to the successful 2016 project, Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World, and as such was titled as Part 2 sequel to the first one. The album was announced in September of 2017 with a preview of Zoom that would remain unreleased all the way up until 2023 when it would appear on Pink Tape as a bonus track. The block of time occupied by Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World 2's development starts on August 25th, 2017, the date that Love Is Rage 2 released, and extends up to May 2018 when the album's concept was officially flipped to Eternal ATAKE by Uzi. Spanning this period of time when Uzi was working diligently on a sequel to Lil Uzi vs. the World, he linked up with several different producers for various studio recording sessions, which I will be using to construct a pseudo timeline for the development of music during this time. For all of these sessions that I am fitting between August 25th, 2017 and May 2018, they all have at least one song that was confirmed 100% to have been made at that time, and I've extrapolated that fact and applied it to the other songs that were most likely from the same session, just so things fit together nicely. For example, in early 2018, Uzi was in the studio working with Pharrell, of which we have a number of songs they made, with only one of them being confirmed with a date made in early 2018, so I'm going to assume that the other Uzi x Pharrell tracks were also made at or around this time, so that I can talk about all the songs from a particular session in the same breath / section of the video. And while this organizational structure works very well for the vast majority of music worked on during this period, there are still a couple sessions / groups of songs worked on that have absolutely no date or any indication of when exactly they were made during this era that I will talk about at the end. Following the very successful release of his album Love Is Rage 2 in 2017, Uzi immediately hopped in the studio with collaborator Wheezy to bang out quite a few great songs, with Uzi mere months after finishing up his previous project. We do know for sure that basically all of the following songs were made in the Uzi x Wheezy sessions, which occurred on or around October 12th, 2017, so there's no need to extrapolate or guess based off of one confirmed song date here. Together, Uzi and Wheezy made Big Watch, Backwoods, and That Ain't Gucci, all of which were supposedly recorded in an individual session with Sway Lee and Metro Boomin, which is dated October 12th.
Bitch, I'm working. I be getting guap like them birds, and I remember when she used to curve me. Now she say, Uzi, why you won't hurt me? What's that belt? That ain't Gucci. Bitch, that Hermes.
Uzi and Wheezy also worked on The Most, Target, which was also worked on by Q Beats and uses the same loop as Go by Quavo and Travis Scott that released a month later, Zoom, Platinum, and Keep Being Me, which was done with Bugs Ronan as well.
Yeah. My neck is filled with the water. Ay, I might just fuck around and take your daughter.
Call me on the phone. Put sunflowers on the bone. Call Pharrell on the phone. Skateboard P, ice cream, no cone. Brought everything at the mall, so I don't shop at the mall. Buy Libertine over the phone. Got in trouble with my girls at the phone. Big ass down like a stone. No, I can't freeze. Bitch, I'm talking about my jeans. Money busting out the scene. Life ain't great as it seems. Triple with the beam. Extra out. Hundreds all over the place. Extra out. It keep busting out the safe.
Definitely one of the crazier session periods from this time of Eternal ATAKE's development. Oogie and Wheezy go really well together, and I'm surprised that more of Wheezy's contributions weren't eventually brought forward for the official Eternal ATAKE release in 2020. Moving into November of 2017, after he went to work with Wheezy, Oogie hopped in the studio with longtime collaborator Oogie Main and producer YunForza to make some seriously good music. Together with Oogie, they made 1600, which was confirmed recorded at this time, so every song after this is my own personal assumption and grouping for this session.
Yeah, no still 1600, no still 1600, still a 150 nigga from the gutter. Yeah, all blue cheese, no other. All big rest, no one. All big rest, no one. All blue cheese, we want it. All blue cheese, and I'm the only one. Show me.
They also made Advantage, All My Sauce, Broke Boy, and of course, which would be released in 2023 as a bonus track on Pink Tape.
I'm ballin' like I'm asking the question, but no, I do not know the answer. I was just talking to Ski and my boy got sad because his family died from cancer. I had to get all the guap, little nigga, I had to just get all the guap at the manager. Remember back when I couldn't pay for a sandwich, but nowadays I had to get the advantage. They said I'm spending too much money. Land off the jack, got a greeter. Pull her right there in two-seater. I fucked this bitch in a beater. Big ass teeth look like a beaver. Diamond in my wrist, that new freezer. Diamond in my wrist, that new freezer. Diamond in my wrist, that new freezer. I took this girl, I can't leave her. Don't know her name, I can't reach her. Niggas said, man, he's showing no. I get big guap. Never no choice. I got big job. They make no noise. We get fast guap. Y'all them slow boys. Use a broke boy. I'm a cold boy. White in the chains line up on my.
Oogie Main and Forza were insanely instrumental for helping develop Eternal ATAKE's sound, and the work they did with Oogie during these sessions is a prime example of that. 1 month later, in December of 2017, Oogie would hop in the studio with producer Brandon Finessin, who has put in tons of work with Oogie on Pink Tape in recent months, so it's no surprise that his efforts on Eternal ATAKE's original vision were so important for crafting the album's overall sound. We know for sure that Oogie and Brandon made Are You Dumb in December of 2017, so the following songs have been grouped into the same session time as well for simplicity. Blade, After You, and Weirdo. After You was supposedly confirmed to have been included on the album for a drop in early 2018, showing how much Oogie valued Brandon's expertise and production skills.
I chill with Lil Trump, smoke Vegeta, gas up in my lungs. Cheat you like gum, count so much, no thumbs. Fuck for fun, fuck her once I'm done. Yeah, she eat my cum, marry you cause you my son. Yes, I had the sauce, scissor, I chair. I chased all my dreams and call it nightmare. Cartier bracelet worth 60,000. Different colors in my chain like a talking pop. I was on 6 different diamonds all in my locks, diamonds all in my rocks, mixing diamonds in my shoes, diamonds all in my socks. Beg a nigga like a ZD, whip it up in the pot. Fucking bitches on the TV, pussy wet like a squeegee. Water with no Fiji.
Moving into the early months of 2018, Oogie hopped in the studio with a trio of producers to make some insane music. First, he linked up with Pharrell Williams to make My Love Is Not Rented, which has a confirmed creation date of early 2018, like I mentioned before, and it is likely that Pharrell and Oogie also worked on these songs on or around that time as well. Lonesome featuring Mickey Echo, Wild Thing featuring ASAP Ferg, Not in the Store, Nothing, which actually has 3 separate confirmed versions, one of which features Charlie Puth vocals, Shoulda Never, and Solo.
Hey, wild thing, she grabbed me too hard, that's technical filing. She's a wild thing, she's a wild thing, she's a wild thing. Tell my sauce, I got too much. All these outfits I can't see. Only if you know. Eviso from Tokyo. I just spent 100 racks at the store. When I'm done shopping, they say we close. Yeah. Only if you know. Might get it for the high, might get it for the room. Iced on my wrist and I iced on my drink and I iced on the ankle. There's no time for the missing you. And even if they catch the flu around flu season, I sick as you. And I hang around young killers that don't know where residuals is. Okay, I make songs that's gonna make my pockets big. Okay, I make songs that get recited by your kids. They don't wanna hear no lie. You know I did it all on my solo.
After throwing down in the studio with Pharrell, Oogie would get together with working on Dying to make Diamonds, which was also confirmed to have been worked on at this time. Finally, Oogie did some sessions with just YunForza, who he had recorded with previously along with Oogie Main. Together, Oogie and Forza made Get It and Fake from the Jump, with both of those being the confirmed source for the session date.
I'm to a bitch, let's get it. To a little bitch, let's get it. Turn around, bitch, let me hit it. I'ma do it in my Gucci linen. I'ma do it in my Gucci linen. Young nigga, you know I ain't scared to spend it. I might pull up in the front, in the trunk, yeah, I got the engine. I'm to a bitch, let's get it. To a little bitch, let's get it.
Our final confirmed session date falls in April of 2018 when Oogie hopped in the studio with Oogie Main and Bugs Ronan together to make Big Face, which was confirmed made during this time, as well as Thailand, which I am assuming was also made around this period.
Yeah, got a you blow with a bust down. Everything I got is bust down. Got my new bitch and she bust down. Got an AP with a big face. Got a you blow with a big face. Got a Frank Mule with a big face. Got a Richard, that's a big face. Got $1 million in my bank. Got $2 million in my bank.
Since Oogie and Bugs are two of Oogie's most utilized producers, it's likely that maybe some songs done by Oogie and Bugs originated from this session, but we just don't have enough confirmed date information to know for sure. Regardless, each of these guys works so well with Oogie, it's a no-brainer to get both of them in the studio together to cook up. Following his sessions with Oogie Main and Bugs Ronan, in May of 2018, Oogie would change the name of his second studio album from Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World 2 to Eternal ATAKE and proceed to rework the album with a newfound focus on space themes and vibes for a potential 2019 release. During this early period of Eternal ATAKE's life, Oogie worked on a few songs with Pierre in conjunction with Chief Keef. Unfortunately, we do not have a solid date for when these sessions occurred, as the Oogie, Keef, and Pierre sessions likely happened independently of just the Oogie and Pierre sessions. With Keef and Pierre, Oogie made Thought Back, which has an open verse intended for Chief Keef to record over, although he never did, as well as Rolly, the original version of Bean, which would release in 2020 on Eternal ATAKE.
I'm already done, can have your thought back. Yeah, thought back. Thought back. Yeah, thought back. What? Thought back. Hey, look at you in love, you got your thought back. She think I'm a cup, baby, this not that.
Oogie and Pierre together made Why You Starin' and What You Mean, both of which would go on to be cut from potential album involvement.
Why you always staring like you got an issue? I just took a pill, so I lost my mental. Sliding in that lamb, this is not a rental. I know you don't like me, but I know your bitch do. Why you always staring like you got an issue? Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean. I can't understand how it's too funny, started cream. Shiny, you ain't dubbing, not too funny, started beans. I remember when she used to play me.
Oogie hopped in the studio with possibly his most consistent producer, Don Cannon, to make Sticky, although we are unsure when this happened on the timeline. Oogie also cooked up quite a bit with Oogie Main in sessions that included just Oogie and Oogie that likely happened periodically throughout the album's lifespan during this early period, so there is no one set date for when Oogie and Oogie made these tracks. Together they crafted This Way, which is the original version of Trap This Way from Eternal ATAKE in 2020, the original versions of Lotus and Myron, both of which would go on to drop in 2020, as well as Underworld, Bando, I Can Show You, and In My Rari. Lotus and Myron are two of my favorite songs off Eternal ATAKE, and it's no surprise that Oogie included plenty of Oogie Main on the album, considering how well he works with Oogie.
I got a load off. I got a demon in my engine. I did a donut. Oh, no, not you again. Baby girl, yeah, you a 10. On the real, yeah, you a 10. But you cannot pay your rent. Got a rabbit on my skin. Sing that. Mandatory to the guap. Bitch, I'm married to the cheese. Got big hunters in my nuts. Got blue faces in my jeans. She love when I hit that spot. But girl, now you gotta leave. Cause I know that you a thought. Yeah, I don't know. I get so alone, I get so high. Stones all on my wrist, stones all on my hand. Stones all on my wrist, stones all on my hand. Stones all on my wrist, stones all on my hand. Money busting on my jeans, can barely hold my pants. Remember I tried to tell you, girl. I might move like a Kobe, but I'm far from a snake. Say I live in the moment, got an expensive taste. She try lie for the money, know that girl on my cake. My chain straight from the ocean, your chain straight from the lake. Yeah, slam on her own nail. I do not care how you matter in no skeleton. Everything I make a hit, platinum bitch like 7 times. Got your bitch up on my dick, money Kevin Federline. She keep trying to call my phone, I told her to wait in line. Smoking gas, I face it, man. Dre head like Jamaican, man.
Finally, we know that Oogie was in and out of the studio with Bugs Ronan in a similar way to Oogie Main, with these songs all probably being made at various points in time between August 2017 and May 2018. Together, they made Run It Up, Stack Chips, and Dolly, which was dedicated to Young Thug's sister, Dolly White, and was later given to Lil Tecca and released in 2020.
Somebody please call me. She gave me and said that you can have me. Swag seas, look at my cheese in the country. Sipping at the hit that try like mess.
While Oogie would go on to leave the Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 2 name in the past, he would not scrap the numerous ideas and sounds he worked on developing during this period of album creation, and would bring quite a few tracks forward that were made during this time for an official release on Eternal ATAKE in 2020. It's hard to say whether the album would have been as good as Eternal ATAKE if Oogie had stuck with the original concept, but considering the quality of music he was making with various producers, I have no doubt that Lil Uzi versus the World 2 would have at least been a certified banger. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and let me know in the comments how you feel about this early original concept for Eternal ATAKE, and I will see you guys in part 2 of this expanded series.